Yeah, and like I said, there's so many actors, who were off in Taiwan or in China or Korea doing stuff. Nobody knows their movies. A lot of the movies that Gordon Liu and everybody did outside of Shaw Brothers, very few people in Hong Kong had really seen. It's sometimes a very frustrating part of the way that the market's been. Yeah.
Great crew Peter Young has assembled behind him. We mentioned a few, but seeing them all gathered up, especially Li Hoi Sang in the black makeup, that's Jim Kelly. I guess this is a slightly better decision in terms of painting someone black than in Don't Give a Damn.
Oh, come on, man. I mean, Don't Give a Damn, another movie completely politically incorrect.
I know, but it didn't really sit well with me, that scene in Don't Give a Damn, to be honest.
The scary thing is, when we were filming that scene, like, I was on the set with Bobby Samuels, who's in the movie, and was working for Samuels. We thought it was incredibly funny, and it was only later on when we saw it at the cinema, we were like, oh, shit. Because on the day we thought it was funny, Bobby was teaching Yumbu and Takeshi Kaneshiro how to walk a certain way, how to talk. And then we all thought it was incredibly funny, and then when we saw the scene, we were like, oh, maybe we're going to take it the wrong way.
Jesus Christ. I think in and around this scene at the party here, I think there's elements of Sammo kind of experiencing new things in the world, including liquor, alcohol, and he's not really. He's been closed up, obviously, in his village, and there's. Oh, here we go. It's a thing. Eric Sang has always looked the way he did, and if anyone ever saw that Riley Ip movie, Metade Fumaka, or however you pronounce it, he flashes back to a time when he was young, when he was a great triad fighter, and playing him is Stephen Fung, but obviously, as it turns out, he's a romanticized version of what he was like when young, and you see that he actually looked that way when he was young. That character in Metade Fumaka, but it's a great.
That was one of the few things I liked in the terrible Avenging Fist movie. Was they have the flashback, and when Sammo was young, he was eating Cheng. Yeah, it's like.
Okay, Stu, time to defend the movie.
I'm bottling it in. It's cool. Let's just run with the film. I'll talk to him after the recording.
Avenging Fist, Stu versus Mike Leeder. Fight.
I did okay. I'm just saying that was a great moment. Okay. Yeah.
The damage has been done. Let's just laugh at Li Hoi Sang.
Oh, God, you're not going to do a mic banner on me and start rampaging against whatever I've said. Yeah.
They're slowly taking the time with the movie, but I think we're approaching a great fantasy sequence.
Why so much?
Wow.
Was that Cupid's arrow?
Oh. And here we go. Wonderful fantasy.
Talking of flashbacks, it's
This is whacked out. This is Sammo.
This is how you met the of your life. I see on your Skype profile you're wearing a similar hat. It's
Peter Young was never this broad in his wuxia movies. Obviously, he was very emotional and very stoic, and this is wonderful to have. And I think as the 70s and 80s went on, and even 90s, he got cast as villains more often than not, because he looked like a heavier, a big, an elder boss. He could play that.
And of course, just to quickly say, where is this scene taking place? But at the very location from Bloodsport where Van Damme is doing the splits, overlooking Hong Kong Harbour. It's the Peak Lookout. Yeah. Another tie-in to Roy Chow. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's in Bloodsport.
It was one of those moments of realizing when I came to Hong Kong realizing it's not an incredible temple built on a mountainside. It's a public viewing platform, and all they did was put a black sheet over the map for Jean-Claude to do the splits on. It looks so great on film, and then it was disappointing to realize it's not a temple; it's just a viewing platform. Yeah.
And as wacky as Peter Young's character is, he's going to go down some very disturbing routes in little later on in the film when he injects someone else with drugs, but also himself.
And Steve's fucking romanticised thoughts here. Take
So
two.
That's why Hong Kong Phooey is what we love. But even in his fantasy, he trips her over.
It could be like this is the Leslie Nielsen scene, but parodied from another movie. But this is an original scene from a movie, not parody at all. Look at this guy. He should be a cult hero based on the movies that he's been in. But
and Roy Charles' dialogue, Professor Pye, why do you feel so happy? I've just given her a lesson. Yeah.
He looks like he's really turned on by her, but he's more like, That was
So
show her.
I think he just likes the idea of tripping her up and throwing her in a pool. Yeah.
And that has nothing to do with anything, barely anything to do with anything. But I love the fact that it's in the movie, and it's allowed to be slow motion.
This could have easily been one of those roles that was just handed off to Dean Sheck, and then we would think nothing of it. They would get no credit, but with it being Peter...
Stu, I might have to fight you. Dean Sheck is an underrated genius.
Partly an underrated genius,
but at times he just pisses his pants.
But he does it so well.
Well, barely anyone pissed their pants in movies, so I mean, he's quite alone in that regard.
Obviously, you need to watch more Wong Jing movies, sir.
Yes, sir. Hello, I'm Dean Check. I'm pissing my pants.
Same voice for everything.
Well, but speaking of Dean Sheck, did he leave the film industry because of health reasons? I think something happened to him, or am I confusing it with someone else?
I don't know. I mean, after Cinema City closed, he was like in the early '90s. He was still around for a while, talking about being a producer, and every so often he seemed to be about to come back into the industry. I don't know. I mean, both him and Carl Macker just kind of like stepped away, and just every so often make an appearance. So it's that strange thing in Hong Kong that certain people in the industry just seem to just disappear. And unfortunately, in too many cases, people make stories up about it and put it on the internet and claim that they're in seclusion or living on a mysterious island in the South China Sea. Or
so let's make up a new story then, Mike. Let's make up a new story and add to the fire. Use your fantasy. I mean, it's also this kind of scene, a guy who hasn't drunk liquor before appears drunk and he's crazy, and what do you do with that concept? And Sammo is doing quite a bit with the concept and showing off his martial arts ability to great effect. And here's an area I can't speak of at all. So, I mean... In terms of what do you think Sammo excelled at in terms of martial arts on screen? People speak of power a lot. What do you guys think?
Oh, I think Sammo came across partially as well because of his size. When he hits you and you go down, you believe it. A lot of the time, because Sammo really would hit people. But also, it just, he has that sense of power. Like, even here, you can see he's playing, but you get the feeling if he really went for it, blood would be spilt. Jackie's still always had that more playful persona, and if you look, even when Sammo's playing comedy, he can still be vicious.
And that still counts for today. Like, just recently rewatching SPL, like him and Donnie are still like, that was convincing. Like, between them going at it.
So Ip Man 2 as well. I mean, Ip Man, the fight with Donnie is very good. Fight with Darren Shalabi is incredible. And Sammo can still take a knock in and keep on rocking. I mean, Sammo's not from the school of, okay, I'm going to hit you now, let's bring in a stuntman to do my reaction shots. Sammo, will take his knocks if he has to.
In terms of him being a kicker, is that an underrated aspect of his, despite his size?
I don't think he was ever the most stylish of kickers, but he certainly had the power and the snap to it. I mean, the funny thing is to me, like, if you look at, say, John Leal from Secret Rivals, John Leal was incredibly flexible, but I never thought he had the most sharp-looking kicks. Whereas if you look at, say, Tan Tao Liang always had, like, the snap to them, so, yeah.
This is great. Great bit of